One of these graphic setups cost absolutely nothing. One costs 2 separate Patreon subscriptions, a month of course, and a trip to a website to spend more. I drove the same road with all of them on a 2-year-old laptop, not the RTX 5090 that most graphic tutorials quietly assume you own, and I'm going to show you exactly what the difference looks like. I drive real trucks for a living, and there's one thing every ETS2 graphics video gets wrong. Nobody talks about. I'll cover that near the end. Get it wrong and none of these setups work properly. Get it right and even the free version will look like this. Stay with me. Same road, 4 times, same weather, same hour, same truck. Because if I drove a different route for each setup, I could pick whichever one made the mod look the best. And I'm not doing that. American Truck Simulator drivers, 3 of these 4 steps work for you too. I'll flag the one that doesn't when we get there, of course. Right now, the bit nobody talks about is money. The graphics guides that don't tell you the price up front are the ones where you find yourself 3 Patreon subscriptions deep, and by the time you reach the end of the video, you find yourself checking your bank account on a Saturday morning, wondering what just happened. So here it is right now before a single frame of comparison footage. 3 levels, 3 price tags. The first one is free. The second one will cost you €1 a month, and the full stack, which is where it gets interesting, will run you somewhere between €5 and €10 a month, plus a €25 one-off payment, and you will need a GPU with enough headroom to actually push the FPS. That's the honest version. And here's the kicker. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one of those 3 levels is the one I actually run. And it's probably not the one you guess. Level 1 first, because most people skip straight to the expensive stuff, spend money they didn't need to, and completely miss the fact that what's available for nothing has got genuinely good recently. Let me show you. Steam Workshop cost absolutely nothing. And if you're an ATS driver, this section is for ETS2 only. Yours will start on the next level. Now, there are 2 ways to do the free tier. First of all, the mix. So that's 3 mods doing one specific job. Weather 8K, this is your sky. The default ETS2 sky is basically a grey ceiling. A bit flat, ambient, completely lifeless. Weather 8K replaces it with skies that do have actual presence. Dramatic clouds, storm skies that look like storm skies. It adds atmosphere where the default just adds a filter. The difference, well, it's visible in the first 30 seconds. Weather lighting add-ons, another mod. This one handles the mood. Nights stop being a blue tint over a daytime scene and become actually properly dark. Each part of the day starts feeling distinct. Early morning is different to midday. Evenings look like evenings. That's 2 mods, and you're already ahead of most players who think you need an RTX to get this. But here's the third, and it's one that actually changes how you drive. Better raindrops. This is the one that surprises people. Rain on your windscreen. It now reacts to your speed directionally, and it streaks properly, varying with the storm that you're driving in. It changes how you perceive the weather. You start reading it through the glass the way you would in a wheel truck. And I know it's a small mod, but it does make a massive difference. Classic, all-in-one, realistic, brutal graphics and weather. But I do need to say something here, because at least one fairly well-known video out there dismisses this mod as being too extreme, unrealistic, over the top. Now look, I drove in heavy rain last week on a motorway during the night, lorries throwing spray everywhere, lightning in front of me somewhere in the distance. And my verdict from an actual trucker's perspective, realistic brutal is dramatic when you compare it to a grey British drizzle. It would definitely look exaggerated, but on a proper storm, it is closer to what I saw out of the windscreen than most people give it credit for. The real criticism isn't that it looks fake, is that you get no individual control. It is one personality. all in or all out. If you want to adjust things separately, the 3 mod mix is definitely for you. If you want something that just works without the setup, no hassle, realistic brutal does it well. Now don't get me wrong, both options are legitimate and neither option costs a thing, only your time. But here's the ceiling problem with free. There's something the workshop mods cannot touch, and a €1 payment changes it completely. ATS drivers, you're back in. Everything from here works on both games. 2 options, 2 very different tools. First up, Project Next Gen. It's available from the website, but don't let the name fool you. It's not one mod, it's a whole system. A base file, seasonal variants, summer, autumn, spring, extension packs, a complete overhaul of sky, road surfaces, lightning and clouds. In the right conditions, it's the best visual transformation available for this game right now, in my opinion. But, and this is a big but, PNG is the mod that decides whether your entire setup works or not. Get the install order wrong and nothing else in the video matters. I'll show you how to get it right in about 3 minutes. So just hold tight. Snowymoon lighting improvements. This would cost you £1 or €1 on Patreon, or you can get it free on Sundays only at the time of making this video. This is a lightning injector. It doesn't sit in your mod manager, it operates underneath everything else, changing how the game actually renders light. The difference shows up at night, in tunnels, on wet roads, under street lamps. You will definitely notice it within the first minute, and then you just can't unsee it. Setup takes about 20 minutes. 1 file, and you're done. Now, I know how that sounds, 20 minutes of navigating program files for a subscription. But if you sat through my settings video and moved 12 different sliders, you can definitely handle this. And I have genuinely never met a truck sim driver who installed Snowymoon and then took it back off. In my opinion, Snowymoon is the best monthly subscription you can spend on this game. Start there before you look at anything else. This is the setup from the videos that you see on YouTube. You know, the ones that stop you mid-scroll on your phone and your eyes explode. It can feel like you're having a fight with a toaster to set this up, but you will win, and here it is. Snowymoon underneath the ReShade preset from a creator like Project Ultimate. On top, a premium weather modification from the same or similar creator. Above that, you will have multiple patron subscriptions, anywhere from €5 to €10 a month, depending on which tiers you pick, alongside Project Next Gen, holding it all together. Think of PNG as the super glue. The result is the best this game can look. Road reflections at night that behave like actual wet tarmac. Rain spray off trucks that finally matches what you see from a truck in real life in motorway traffic. Volumetric clouds that sit over mountain passes, the way clouds actually do sit over mountain passes. And I am not going to undersell it, but here is the thing the showcase videos don't say. One creator I watched recently, good video by the way, I'll definitely recommend it, mentioned almost as a side note that he is running an RTX 5090. Now this is a laptop, that's what I'm running. And everything you've seen in this video, including right now, is from that machine. Not because I couldn't use a better PC, but because it's practical. I use it in a truck in real life, and I use it at home. And most people watching this are closer to a laptop than a high-performance GPU that costs more than my monthly rent. On mid-range hardware, the full stack in a dense city, at night, in rain, will push your frame rate. That's not a setting you tweak. That's a hardware conversation for another day. In my opinion, the ceiling here is genuinely stunning. But go in with your eyes open about what it costs and what it needs from your machine. Here's the one I promised at the start of the video. The section nobody covers. And judging by how many people are on forums asking why the game looks broken after installing graphic mods, it needs saying clearly. Graphics mods have a load order. It matters more than the mods themselves. The higher in your mod manager the mod sits, this gives it a higher priority. When 2 mods affect the same part of the game, the one sitting higher up always wins. period. 3 rules, no exceptions. Rule 1. PNG's base file, the file ending base 0, goes at the absolute bottom of your entire list. Not near the bottom, the bottom. Below your maps, below everything. Put it anywhere else and the game either crashes on startup or the colours look like the GPU is having a personal crisis. Rule 2. Your weather mod. Realistic, brutal graphics and weather advises you not to use other graphics mods alongside it. Weather 8K, Project Ultimate Weather, whatever you're running sits above your graphics base files. That's how it takes priority over the default sky and lighting that the base game files establish. 2 rules in. The third one is the one that saves you from spending an evening Googling why does my ETS2 crash on launch. Snowymoon and ReShade. They do not go in the mod manager at all. They're installed in the game's bin folder and they operate at a level underneath mods entirely. But you need to rename the ReShade DXGI file, otherwise you're in trouble. Here's the one that gets everyone. If you run in PNG and an external weather mod at the same time, there's a conflict here you won't see coming. PNG ships with its own built-in weather. The external weather mod that you've added with its own sky will fight with PNG, but the loser won't tell you they lost. Instead, the game will just look stubbornly wrong and you will spend an afternoon rearranging things in the mod list, achieving absolutely nothing. And a quick fix is just to move the PNG's weather file to your inactive list. That's the whole fix. Simple. 4 steps, same road, honest answer. 3 is probably underrated. If you've never modded before, start there. 1 subscription, Snowymoon, every time. This is the best single euro you spend in this game, period. Full stack, only if your machine can take it and you don't mind a monthly bill. And whichever way you decide to go with, get the load order right or none of this matters, you're just wasting your time. Because that's the part nobody talks about. Mod names, links, the load order breakdown and the truck mod doctor, the tool that sorts your whole mod list automatically, are in the description. If this saved you from a broken mod manager and 3 subscriptions you didn't need, then please hit the like button. It's what it's there for. Trucker out.